Hey, what is up, guys? It's Sean here. I'm in the Camaro SS, and today I want to talk about the 6th Gen Camaro Z28. So, a little backstory on the Z28. The Z28 Camaro has been available in every single generation of the Camaro so far, from 1st through the 5th. And as of now, there's no word on the 6th Gen Z28 and whether or not it will be made. And generally where the Z28 slots in is, well, recently, at least with the 5th gen, is it was a more track-focused car. So they put it was a higher price point than the ZL1, but it was less power, but more impressive suspension and aero, and also brakes to get you better track times. But the biggest gripe with it is it didn't have enough power to constitute the price and where it really fit into the market. It had the 7-liter V8 naturally aspirated opposed to the 6.2-liter supercharged or the 6.2 naturally aspirated found in the SS and the ZL1. So with that being said, they didn't sell all that well because it wasn't as fast as the ZL1 and it was too track focused and not good enough on the street. So when the 6th Gen ZL1 came out, it made sense to fit into the same spot as the 5th Gen ZL1. And then they came out with the 1LE, or the ZL1 1LE, which was a little bit confusing because it almost looks like it was a Z28-esque trim fit on the ZL1 powertrain, where it had the carbon ceramic brakes, it has crazy aero to help it around the track. It seems like it's a very, very track-focused car. So a lot of people are wondering if the Z28 is even going to come out as a 6th generation Camaro. And I've wondered that myself, and it's still, in my head, up in the air. I think they could go either one of two routes. They could either not come out with a Z28 6th gen, which I feel is unlikely for the fact of the heritage of the Z28 trim and the heritage just that name carries. The other option is the Corvette has the new ZR1 coming out in the next year or so. And that ZR1 is supposed to be higher horsepower, more aero version of the Z06. So the only thought that I have on what they could possibly do to get a Z28 out is essentially take the ZL1 1 Elite package, body and aero and chassis and all of that, and essentially take the motor out of the new ZR1, much like they did with the ZL1 and the Z06, and put in the new ZR1 powertrain into the Z28 Camaro. Or they could also, on top of that, go back and put in just another 7-liter naturally aspirated and have it lower power than the ZL1. But I doubt they're going to do that given the flack they got from the consumers about that with the 5th gen. So my best guess is the Z28 Camaro in the 6th gen is going to essentially look the same as the 1LE, but is going to have about 100 or so more horsepower than the ZL1 1LE, and it'll probably be sitting about anywhere from 700 to 770 is my guess. I personally hope they put the new ZR1 powertrain into the Z28 Camaro. That way it's going to be high horsepower and you have all the aero of the ZL1 1LE, and that way it can really compete with track times against a lot of exotic supercars, much like the ZR1 Corvette did in the C6 model years. I'm also hoping that they bring it back in some capacity, whether it's with the ZR1 motor or with that 7-liter naturally aspirated motor, just because the Z28 rather, that name on the Camaro has just been iconic since all the way back in the 1st gen, and there's been a form of a Z28 ever since. Given you have some years where there isn't like in the 5th gen when they brought it back, it didn't come back until a few years into the production, but the 5th gen still had a Z28 Camaro. I feel like there's just no way Chevy's gonna let the Z28 name go by the wayside, especially with how legendary it's become in the muscle car world. The Z28's up there with the Shelby GT350 or GT500. It's up there with those high-end trim muscle cars. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like the video and leave any comments you have. And if you want to see more videos like this, also car reviews, installs, subscribe to the channel, and have a nice day.